Hello everybody and welcome to the final video that I'm doing showcasing these Seacons figures that I've been receiving in the mail for the past couple of weeks. I've been doing all these unboxing videos. If you haven't watched the saga thus far, I'll go ahead and leave a link to a playlist because I'll just put all these together and you can go and watch all of them if you want. But before we get to this, before we get to the subject today of these really cool Transformers that I've been purchasing, I want to know how you're doing. How are you? How is your quarantine? Are you staying safe? I hope you're staying safe, and I hope you are well. I don't even know what day it is for my quarantine. I know as of recording this video, it is May 19th. So as of May 16th, just a few days ago, I have been working from home for 2 months. So I guess technically my quarantine has been 2 months. But with that being said, I hope you're well, and I hope you're staying well, and I hope you're practicing social distancing, and I hope you're being safe if you have to go out and get some essentials. Okay, let's get to it. I bought these figures, did an unboxing video for each one. I didn't necessarily do like a figure review because there are a lot of action figure channels that do action figure reviews, and I'm not really an action figure channel. I'm just a nerd that likes to buy toys. What is wrong with me? But with all of the videos I've done, I've teased in each video that all of these Transformers have a function to where they can combine to make one larger robot, and that's what we are going to do today. I have them right here in their sea monster mode because it's a lot easier to convert them to the big robot from this mode than it is the robot mode. But I did want to give you one more look at all of these figures in their robot mode, so I'll go ahead and put that clip in right here. Okay, so I don't know how this is going to work. I have a very limited workspace right here, and I know that this figure can get pretty tall, so I hope I have enough room. So as I'm transforming these guys to get them in the correct components, I might have to move the camera around just because, again, space is a hot commodity on this desk right now. Let's get to it. Before we get to the Transformers, I do want to show you the weapons here. So all of the weapons that came with each of the Seacons here can also combine to make some larger weapon. It kind of looks like a sword, but I think they're officially calling it a Trident. So let's go ahead and make this Trident here. So we're going to start with this guy. And you know what? We're going to push these pieces off to the side for right now. So we're going to start with this guy and these three. So these two swords right here will actually combine together like that. Alright, so the inner portion of the sword has these notches right on the inside, if I can get this camera to focus. There we go. And the sword has these tabs, so they'll just go ahead and fit right in there. So we're going to take our other sword, do the same thing with it. There we go. There we go. So we have the tip of the Trident right there, and then that's where these pieces are going to come in. So we have a port right there. We're just going to plug it in on that side. We're going to plug it in on that side as well. And then we have the axe here, but we're going to turn it upside down, and the edge, or the end of the axe head right there, is going to plug in to the handle, and there we have our Trident. We'll go ahead and move this off to the side, and we can finally bring in the feet that came with Snaptrap. If you remember from the Snaptrap video, these feet can convert to these heavy cannons, I guess. But you fold these guys out, boom, they become the feet for Piranacon. And then we'll finally get to use all of these hands that have been coming with these smaller figures. So I know that it's supposed to have 2 hands, but we're actually going to use all 4, and I'll show you why in a little bit. We'll start off here with Tentakill, and I don't remember how to mess with this. So this will be fun. I know that those go back this way, so these tabs right here plug in back here. And because Tentakill is a leg, he needs a leg port to plug the foot in, and that's actually going to be behind his squid face. So this little port just kind of flips up, and then you can plug it back into place. And little combiner port here, which will plug into Snaptrap. Turn that out. And this one's kind of tricky, so he's going to end up being upside down while he's a leg. So I know that all of this stuff packs in really nicely, but I can't remember exactly how it goes. So I know that the tentacles come forward like this, the arms go out like this, and then these legs come forward, and then this little notch right here, and these little pegs. So these guys are just going to come in, fold up, plug right into each of those slots, and voila! We have a leg. So we'll grab one of the feet. We're going to plug it up into the port here. There we go. One leg done. We did one leg, we might as well do the other. So let's go ahead and take Scalor here. And I think I'm going to try to leave his guns plugged in. There's a little fishy gun out. Put that off to the side. And I believe we will have to unfold his legs. Then we will have to collapse them. So we'll have to open them up like this. The legs will go in like that. And just seal them up. This peg right here will go into that port. We'll just turn the legs back, do the same thing on the second side. You're gonna have to take his coelacanth head down. These arms will have to come down in this way, down in this way, and we're gonna have to rotate this entire chest piece because that reveals the combiner port. We are going to plug this up somehow. Alright, there we go. And since he kind of has this little empty space here, I think it looks a little bit better if you take his fishy gun, plug it into the port. It kind of fills it out a little bit nicer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that other foot. I didn't mention this a second ago, but this foot not only has ankle rockers that go side to side, they also go forward and back, which I think is pretty cool. And they're nice tight ratchet joints, which is good. Come here, Scalor. No. There we go. And there we have leg number 2. Seacon number 3, Seawing. Seawing is going to be an arm. So let's go ahead and we're going to collapse the feet here, put them side by side, and we're going to rotate those stingers in like that. We're going to take his legs, fold them out as if we were putting him in his robot mode, tighten those back up, swing his waist halfway. We're going to take his arms, put them down here. Then we're going to take this entire section here and we are going to pull that forward, which will let us reveal the combiner tab there, or combiner port. So that is going to go that way. The arms are going to go side by side, and then if you see right here in the arms there's a tab, here in the wings there's a slot right there. So you're going to put the wings back into place, you're going to fold them, and those tabs Just go in those slots. They're supposed to go in those slots. There we go. Let's take one of these fists. We'll plug it up in the port back here. And voila! An arm. Time for arm number 2. Lob claw. Nautilator. Take his little lobster gun, put it off to the side, and once again we are going to have to straighten those legs out, uncollapse the legs, pull those out, get some length going on there. Now it says to fold the legs back like this, or his crustacean legs back like this, but I think it looks kind of dumb. So I'm going to do this. I think that looks a lot cooler. Move the waist halfway. We have to do something about these claws. Move the lobster head back, and we're going to take the head, rotate it so we can reveal that combiner port. And once again, these little slots right there, we'll just go right there with those pegs. And I think we are going to go ahead and put the arms like this. And they're going to rotate backwards like this to get out of the way. So down, to the side, and around. There we go. There we go. Where is that other fist? So I took a little spot on top of this fist out. I'll show you on this one. It's got a little thing that plugs right in there. I took this one out, and I will show you why I did that later in the video. But we're going to plug this guy in. We're going to make him a fist. Arm number 2. 5th Seacon and main torso, Snap Trap. He's got a lot of work. Let's see. We're going to take the shell off of his back first. And after we do that, we're going to take the cannons off. Push that back in. We're going to snap his mouth shut. That's still so cool to me. I like that a lot. We're going to collapse the head of the turtle onto his chest. Then we're going to collapse these little small turtle legs. And it can stay like that for the time being. So these arms are going to become the thighs of Piranacon. So we're going to straighten them out like that. We're going to flip the claw open, but we're going to rotate it back so it looks like this on both of them. So this is what we're working with right now, but we still have one more thing to do, or a couple more things to do. So I need to, there we go. All right, so we have to split the legs, and then right here, we're going to flip this up, and that'll reveal Piranacon's head. And then we'll take this, flip this down, and that will go and fill in that cavity. But now we're going to put the legs back where they were. So we're going to go ahead, put those back into place. And these two slots here that we're holding the cannons, what we're going to do is we're going to push them out forward. They're kind of on this hinge where they rotate. So we can put those ports on the opposite side. So let's go ahead and put the head of the torso into place. It's got a tab here, and it's just going to tab right in there. So that's going to hold it steady. And then the Piranacon head kind of has these little fins for his helmet. And you just fold those out. There we go. But before we put him off to the side, we want to do a couple things. So we want to take these cannons that we grabbed off of his back, and we're going to want to extend them like so. And then we're going to turn them around and plug them right back in. So this one goes right here. This one, by the process of elimination, goes right there. But we are not quite done with Snap Trap. We want to take this shell, we want to flip these silver pieces up, much like the original figure did, and it's going to fit on his chest. So what we're going to do is we're going to take him, we're going to plug it up like this, and there we go. All right, he's looking good. He's looking good. But we're not going to make the larger robot just yet. We still have one more Seacon to look at, Overbite. Now, in the original Transformers toy line, there was a specific line of Transformers that they called the Target Masters. Now, they called them the Target Masters because each Transformer came with a tiny little robot that would turn into one of their blasters or one of their guns. Now, when the original set of the Seacons came out, they were also marketed as Target Masters. However, none of their weapons turned into tiny little robots. What made him a Target Master was one robot turned into the gun for the larger Piranacon robot. And Overbite was that figure to turn into the blaster. So I'm going to fumble around and see if I can figure out how to turn it into a blaster. We shall see. The head up, I know that the combiner port has to come out. So that has to go that way. Not too entirely sure. I'm probably doing it wrong. Someone's probably yelling at me in the comfort of their own home. I know we take the shark fin, we're gonna loop it under and around, and we are going to take the gun that Overbite came with. I'm gonna plug it in right there, and that's close enough for me. That looks like a giant gun. I don't know what to do with these giant rabbit feet. Maybe I'll, no, you know what? There we go. Close enough. So, let's put this bad boy together. 2 legs and the torso. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to scoot this camera back. Alright, let's move you right here. So we're gonna take this combiner peg. It's gonna slot into this combiner port. Just like that. And we're gonna take the Scalor figure. He's got a combiner port here, or a combiner peg. It's gonna go in this combiner port here. Oh, he's a little wobbly. A little wobbly so far. So because he's a little wobbly, this is where the extra fists and hands come in. So I told you I was going to use 4 of these. Now there's a peg on the back of each of the heels here, which give him extra heel support. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to try to do this without bumping into the camera and wobbling stuff too much. Go ahead, peg in. There we go. Okay, so he has a little bit more balance now. Alright, starting to look pretty good. Tell he's leaning to one side, so I'm going to fix that here in a second. Alright, I had to abandon my other view just because I was running out of room, like I said I would. So, we have 3 more components left to add to Piranacon. You can see my shadow in the background. You can see how well set up I am to film stuff on this desk. So, we're going to take Seawing, and we are going to plug him into the arm socket like so. There we go. He's got a pretty decent ratchet joint. So I just put Seawing on, and I can tell that he's going to have some balance issues. Let's go ahead and add Lob Claw, which is our 5th piece to finish the robot off. Let's go ahead and slide him into the connection port there. And voila! We have Piranacon! And go ahead and shift the camera up a little bit more. Piranacon! There we go! It doesn't look too shabby, but I can tell he's a little wobbly. Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble. Alright, well he's going to have to stay like that for a second. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a closer look. I'm going to pick up the camera. Let's go ahead and get really close. I like the head sculpt for this guy. I like the gunmetal gray for his faceplate. I like the yellow eyes. I like the seafoam green helmet. I like the silver accents on the chest piece. Here we go, Lob Claw or Nautilator as the arm. I feel like I've been using both of their names and just kind of swapping them back and forth. We have Seawing as the other arm. Down here we've got the Scalor and the Tentacle figure. I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to put his Trident and Overbite on. Alright, for the Trident, you actually have to take the bottom part off. And if you look closely in one of his hands, he's got this little loop right next to his thumb. I don't know if you can see it right here, but he's got this loop. And that trident is just going to peg in right there. You can close the fingers to kind of give the illusion that he is grasping it. And I can already tell that that is adding a lot of weight to the front of the figure, which is a bummer, because the set looks really cool, and I would really like him to hold his trident. Good enough. Not great. Good enough. So we're going to take this part, we're going to plug it in from the bottom to make it look like he's holding a staff. Would have been really nice if the weapons made a complete staff, so it goes from his hand down to the ground. That's what we're working with right now. So let me go ahead and take the camera up. There we go. Now we have to plug in overbite. So I told you guys on this hand that there was this slot that or this little square that pegs in right here that I took out. And that's because overbite is going to peg right in to this hand. Now the problem with this is that it's cool that overbite becomes the gun for this guy. But this figure is way too heavy for the rest of these guys to support. So he is going to fall forward, or the joints on lob claw, nautilator, will slowly start to, yeah, I can already tell that there we go, see? So, that's a big negative. However, I guess you can kind of use it as an extra point of balance. There we go, that's a little bit better. So if you're using it as a third point of balance, kind of stabilizes the figure a little bit better. And it looks great. I love the figure. Man, I just wish his balance was a little bit better. The trident isn't too shabby. Get a close-up of the legs down here. The scalor and the tentacle. The nautilator and overbite. Seawing and snaptrap. And there it is, our Seacon journey, our Seacon Odyssey has come to an end. Aside from the fact that it is very top-heavy and very wobbly, I think it looks great. I love this set. I kind of want to go out and get the original set now, just kind of put them right next to each other. Oh, you know what? That's something I forgot to do. I've been putting in all of the pictures of the original figures that I neglected to do so. I'll go ahead and drop in a picture of the original Piranacon right here. Looks a lot better with the update. I just wish it wasn't as wobbly. There are a few third-party companies out there that make add-on kits for these combiner sets as a way of just, I don't want to say it's something that Hasbro overlooked. I'm sure it's something that a lot of thought went into the process. But as far as certain aspects, whether it be some of the hands or feet or some of the sculpts used, these add-on kits can kind of plus the figure. Plus, it's an old Walt Disney term. When Walt wanted to make something a little bit better, he would say, hey, can we plus it? So I'm sure that there's a third-party company out there working on a kit right now as we speak to plus this Piranacon. And I cannot wait till that comes out. So maybe in the future, if one ever does come out, maybe I'll do a follow-up video with that add-on kit. But as far as the unboxing videos, as far as the Seacon videos, this is the last one. Thank you so much if you've stuck with me through this entire series. I had fun doing it. If you liked it, I'm really happy that you enjoyed it. Also, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Joel the Geek, who has been telling me he's been enjoying these videos. And I think Joel might be the only one. So Joel, I really appreciate you watching all these videos. But everybody else who's watched these videos, I really appreciate you coming back to the channel. Once again, probably not going to do a lot of unboxing videos from here on out. If this is your first video and you like what you saw, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, like Piranacon is doing right now. I really appreciate that you took the time to come to my channel and watch these videos. It really does mean a lot to me. You chose to use your time to come to this channel and watch my videos when you could have gone to any other channel and watched any other videos. So it really does truly mean a lot to me. This is the sign off. We'll see you real soon. And remember,